Hey everyone, it's Hairyfrankfurt, and today I'm going to be reading my diary. If you're new here and you have no idea what's going on, I have an entire playlist here on my channel where I read my diary from several years ago. These entries specifically are from 2008. If you're unsure about the storyline, make sure you have checked out the videos in the playlist. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think is going to happen in this video, which is the entry from the 27th of December 2008. I love nothing on this planet more than I love my boyfriend. No matter how much I try, I can't get him out of my mind. There isn't a single cell in my body that doesn't love him. Not even a microcell or organism. Think a cell is the smallest thing. I mean, aside from all the molecules that make up a cell, like I think the cell is the smallest thing. Maybe I'm wrong there. I'm extremely numb right now. Perhaps I should sleep it off. I might go take some pills first though. Maybe go to the gym, who knows. Nah, a good collapse sounds good right now. I heart my boyfriend and can't wait to marry him. So the pills that I was on were antidepressants, and the gym that I was going to, I probably shouldn't have been going to a gym because I was only 15 and I was doing it for the wrong reasons. That was 27th of December. On the 27th of December 2008, today was a day for calling my boyfriend and having impossible period sickness. When I was this age, my periods didn't just give me pain, they made me violently ill, and I apologize, there's way too much information. Like diarrhea, vomiting, fever, like pain, like sleep, like the whole shebang, honey. Nothing much other than that, still just missing my boyfriend and nagging him to come up here, but today did not leave the slightest amount of fight at all. A great contrast to yesterday's constant fear of whether we'd last or not with all the fights. Today was excellent for us and he has agreed to definitely come up in January. There's a few bits here where I can't tell really what's going on, but obviously we were having some fights and I wasn't sure if we would stay together. Because we were interstate at this stage. We'd been dating for like 9 months. He was my first boyfriend. I still believed in true love at the time. And obviously we were fighting because of the move. So that was the 28th. Now, the 29th of December, this is a long one. This is a bit of a story time because I wrote like a thing. So let me just have a look because this is like actually me writing something. Okay. Hopefully I can get this all out in this one video. I really love writing and I'm trying to get back into it. That's a lie, I haven't been trying. I've been wanting to get back into it. Okay, so 29th of December 2008. My creative side is becoming restless. If only I had an exercise book to write a story in. Of course, I could write it in here, but this is dedicated to self-psychoanalysis. It's funny because like, I'm 15 here and now I'm almost 25 and I'm like, maybe I should actually study psych. It took me 10 years. 10 years. Anyways, if I were to write a story right now, I can be certain that it would be absurdly action-packed and wildly entertaining in a randomly humorous style, filled with adjectives and odd words. Perhaps a feminine story about complete opposites. Perhaps the book version of the movie my best friend and I were going to film, Agent Blonde. Perhaps I'll just do that. In fact, I think I will. Love, my boyfriend. Agent Blonde. The day started normally for Melanie, who dressed in the normal smart fashion she does every day, only it was a Tuesday. The blouse was white and frilly with a curved rounded collar. The knee-length skirt was the Tuesday tweed green and the hose were as per usual, like the pantyhose. Her heels were a sensible working 1-inch height with perfectly pointed toe. Her blush she applied tenderly just below her cheekbone and the mascara was light and tasteful. Today she decided to be bold and instead of using her usual pin clip for her hair, she tied the new chopsticks she bought after work yesterday. Oh, she tried the new chopsticks that she'd bought after work yesterday, knowing that she wouldn't get noticed or complimented, but feeling subtly proud of one of her sprout of wild adventurousness, doing something she never thought was possible and changing the pattern. This is actually really dry. As she sipped her coffee, she remembered last Wednesday's typical hump day behavior when she believed it to be impossible to catch the drug smuggler that was her project. Of course, being the organized detective that she was able to put all the leads together in an orderly fashion, find his base, destroying the gang and placing them rightfully behind bars. This is really dry. This is really bad. This is embarrassingly bad. Like, some of the stuff I've written in here, I've been like, oh my god, this is just bad. She finished her coffee without haste, checked her minimalistic silver watch, and walked to the door to put on her Tuesday blazer to match her skirt. She took the elevator straight down to the basement car park of her apartment block and hopped into her white Toyota Camry company-issued car and drove off to work for her 9 a.m. start. As for Isabel's start to the day, it seemed as though the cops had stomped on another basement party she'd been in and crushed at last night. Man, there's no dope this time, Bill. Just a celebration. What? There's no dope. Okay, this is bad. Oh, okay. Man, there's no dope this time, Bill. Just a celebration, she heard last night's fun say to the most regular policeman to poop their party. Damn it, she muttered to herself as she squinted against the lights of her midnight cave. This visit only meant one thing, of course. She'd have to hitch her skirt up and flirt her way to innocence to get her and her friends out of all this mess. Hey, Bill, she said in her best sultry and ever so seductive voice. I can't do that. To this he rolled his eyes and let out a sigh, relaxing his bulky and ever so masculine shoulders. Ever so. How many times do I say ever so? She took 2 sensually slow steps toward him in her 6-inch vinyl pumps. She stroked his masculine chest with her well-manicured hands, ending with sharp, long false nails. The glittered art on these nails glinted in the light, casting a fabulous shine upon her perfectly structured face, her blue eyes illuminated and blonde hair casting a glow of its own, making the not-so-innocent Isabel look saintly as an angel and causing Bill to gulp as a hard lump showed clearly in the crotch of his pants, pulling them tight. What? What? Okay, this is not only poorly written, but just bad. If this was a movie, it'd be like low budget, like real bad. Isabel chuckled softly and whispered in his ear on tiptoe, looking extremely painful in her heels. Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you in 6-inch heels get onto tiptoes? I know you'll always wish you were one of them, so leave now and you might get your wish. What? To which he moaned slightly, obviously letting his imagination free. Belle walked in the opposite direction to sit in a beanbag and cross her legs slowly, aware of the peep show the cop was receiving. He ran his hand through his short hair, causing it to stand in an array of spikes. He coughed, clearing his throat, and then spoke in a low, gruff, and slightly distant voice, his dark brown eyes never leaving the blonde beauty in her sparkling, barely there, boob tube and incy purple miniskirt. Nothing of the outfit left anything to the imagination, and you knew what her favorite pastime was. Well, said Bill, as there isn't anything I can honestly prove you to be guilty of, I must be leaving. I apologize for the interruption. He didn't even do a search. What a shit cop. I want those cops showing up at my parties. I don't throw parties. I don't do things that I shouldn't do, but I'm just saying if I did, that'd be the kind of cop I'd be into. Bye, Bill, Isabel said, then smiled innocently, revealing a set of perfectly straight, diamond-finished, pearl-white teeth that shone luminescently. He gave a nervous cough before leaving, twice as tense as when he came in for busting people. Good morning, Melanie. Here's your new case. Thanks, Chief, Melanie said, tapping away at the company-issued laptop. 12 years of working here, and you still refuse to call me George. It's incredible, he said, wearing his famous grin. He wasn't a bulky man, and he only ever got serious when it came to work. Still refusing the promotion, Mel? He said cheekily. Firstly, Melanie said as she snapped the laptop shut, my name is Melanie. Secondly, I like my job. I refuse to take the so-called promotion. It's just a job shift with a slight pay rise, shorter days and longer paid breaks. Why would I take it? He scoffed. You call $500 more a week a slight pay rise? You're mad. He shook his head in disbelief, looking down on Melanie. Melanie took her thick-rimmed glasses off from her nose, picked up the computer and stood, staring her workmate in the face as she said, A little too informed for the workplace for me. So if you don't mind, I would like you to leave and I shall follow you. I must be on site now. On site? On what site? You're a cop? Detective? I don't even know. She finished her sentences promptly as everything else she did. Punctual in every sense. Our Melanie. Psst. Don't let me forget whose office this is. George finished and left. Melanie made a slight tutting sound and left her office with her computer under her arm and glasses hanging from her blouse. Of course, she didn't forget to switch off the power saver light bulb before closing the door. Isabel decided to start the day off with a round of shots and a trip to the day spa wearing massive glasses to hide last night's damage. It was a pleasant disturbance when her phone went off and it was one of her boyfriends, a loving guy that goes by the name of George, who works as a detective. Oh, okay, the plot's beginning to thicken and I'm getting involved. It turns out he wanted to team her up with one of his best detectives to help crack another case. He said her new partner was a quiet lady who was dedicated to her job. Isabel was obviously going to be paid for the one-off contract, but it would be a private sell-off, as she was known for being street savvy and thus wanted for the job. She was told nobody was to be told, as it was unofficial and classified information only. Isabel simply yupped her way through the phone call until she was told to meet him and her new partner at a place called The Valley in 5 minutes. It's funny because I just moved to Queensland, and The Valley is like where all the nightclubbing stuff is. So that's a funny little throwback, I guess. She was told to meet her new partner at a place called The Valley in 5 minutes. What? She exclaimed loudly. Oh my god, are you serious? But I'm like busy. Taken aback, George decided a different tactic. You'll get extra on the side after the meeting. I can get that anywhere. Oh, off you tonight. What? Oh, I can get that off you tonight. I still have a sexy outfit you like. Right. Okay. She was very close to losing that time. She needed the money. Ooh, baby, you turn me on, he said. I know, she replied, checking her nails in stereotypical fashion. Okay, fine, I'll come to the Valley, but it'll be more like 15 minutes than 5, and more like half an hour than 15 minutes. And by that I mean two halves of an hour. So we'll see you then. And she smiled, convincingly innocent, into the phone, knowing that nobody could see. All right, he replied, I'll tell Melanie all about it before you get there. Ooh, Melanie. Is she hot? Isabel asked in honest curiosity. George chuckled and then said in a sappy, lovey-dovey, smoochy goodbyes, Isabel responding accordingly, with meaningless lovey-nothings just to stroke his ego. So, Melanie, the awkward did not have to show up on George's face, even though it did, for you to know that he wasn't comfortable. Last I checked, yes, that is my name. I have no reason to believe it has changed. Melanie was not at all afraid to show how tight she was on the inside, on the outside. Oh, this is killing me, you guys, I'm sorry. George gave a nervous and oh-so-fake laugh. Perhaps he was hoping it would ease the tension? How wrong he was. Yeah, you're right, that is your name. The smile was almost fearful, his eyes guarded. Why did you bring me here, detective? She asked snappily, no emotion but cold on her face. Okay, look, he relaxed and prepared himself for what he was about to do. You know that case I gave you this morning? Yeah, well, that's my case. Yours is a tad different. We've been working on it secretly for months. We only seem to have provoked it. He sighed, trying to relax to a normal state of being, failing miserably. He took out a manila folder that had been stuffed to absolute. Oh, been stuffed to absolute. Okay, so it was filled. It started as a simple street gang, involved drugs, violence, theft, vandalism. That was years ago. They go by the collective name of Milk. They oppose groups such as the LBS, FEG, and Onion. These are like Sydney gangs, that's funny. They're all just regular street gangs with old rivalries, with no rhyme or reason, of course. But something makes Milk different. Remember Frank Malawi? He's the father of the ringleader of Milk. So the gang is automatically loaded. An extension to the already large Italian Malawi household, this makes it harder for them to be stopped. You understand that. Anyways, we haven't been able to crack the case, so we gave it to you. but he trailed off, eyes wandering off to the left. Get on with it, George. That's Melanie, down to business. Well, we knew you wouldn't have the contacts and the connections to get anywhere, so we called in someone who does. Her name is Isabel? He said in half wince. What's the problem? Melanie was not suspicious, nor curious, just weary of the long tale. You have to work with her. They sat in silence for what seemed like minutes, staring at each other intently. You know, I don't work with anybody except myself, so I'm afraid I'm not who you are looking for to do this job. She stood, gathering her things. Good day. Wait, stop! You're the only person left. We need you for this one, George pleaded, the need showing on his face. Hey, hey, came the voice of a cheerful young lady, accompanied by the sounds of incredible heels on the stone floor. What's up, doll? Melanie turned to face the voice, glasses poised sensibly on the tip of her nose, and her dark auburn hair as silky as it had been when she pinned it. Oh dear, Melanie muttered. So that's the end of the story. That was really bad. I don't know why I was so like metaphoric with like real deal things, and then I write a fictional novel and it's just dry. It was just dry. I feel like I want to try it again, but I also feel like maybe not. I don't know. That was bad. I mean, the idea was that there would be like a fun cop, which I mean you don't hear of ever, like a fun cop, and then a really serious detective, and both of them would be women, and I would be the very serious one, and my best friend was going to be the really fun one. And I don't like that intro at all. So that is a book that I tried to write and never finished, and it's not good, but you know, hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you haven't stopped watching by now because of the terrible writing, subscribe to find out other things that I poorly wrote. Make sure you subscribe so that you know when the next video goes up. These come up every Wednesday, so if you've missed one in the series, click the Dear Diary playlist here, and you guys will see me in the next video, so make sure you are subscribed and you've hit that little bell. Okay, bye!